Hello, Michael here with a quick tutorial on how to export your maps from 3D Coat to Renderman 21. I'm going to be looking at a metallic object. I've already UV mapped this thing that I'm sort of halfway done with, and I've just used a one of the smart materials that's built in with 3D Coat, and I'm just going to show you how to get all these maps working in Renderman 21 really quick. So if you head over to the 3D Coat forums, you'll see that one of the devs has already posted up a preset for exporting, which is useful. So I'm going to show you how to use it really quick. So what you can do is grab the preset, which is, for example, we're going to be using the Pixar surface preset for artistic GGX. And we can just straight up export this and import it into Maya. However, I did run into one slight problem with this particular setup. The roughness didn't quite work correctly. For some reason, when it was exported as an RGB, it didn't want to read the alpha values. So what I've actually done is I've created a new preset, which is this Pixar surface one, and I've just added in the roughness as an alpha. And you can do that if you want to do it for yourself. Let's go to that one. We're going to go add texture. We're going to select in the alpha channel roughness, and then you just call that whatever you want to call it and export it. So you can go ahead and do that. Otherwise, yeah, make sure you download the presets from, I'll put a link in the description to the forum post. Make sure you get those. If you're finding some issues with your roughness maps, just add this channel to your exports. And if you don't have any problems, then good for you. I'm just going to export this now, and I will be back in a moment in Renderman to show you how to hook it up. Okay, so we have got our model in Maya, and you can see I've just added a couple of lights in so you can see the specularity easy, and I've not done too many because of render time. So let's open up the Hypershade editor. And actually, let's first select our mesh and create a Pixar surface shader. Let's grab that and let's map it out by right-clicking Graphing Network, and let's call it Helmet. All right, so the first channel we're going to add in is the diffuse channel. So if you want to go to color and click the checker box and then file and then open and go to wherever you exported it to, and you just want to add the diffuse channel into that. And I have the roughness set to 0 and the gain set to 1 for this particular example. Next, we're going to move on to the primary specular. I've got the Fresnel mode set to artistic, and we're going to plug in our face color, which is our specular face color map. So file, open, specular face color. For our edge color, we're just going to increase that to be a value of 1 or completely white. And now let's plug in our roughness map. And that is going to be, I've created this rough alpha, so that's what it's called when I export it. Otherwise it'd just be called roughness by default, but I'm going to use the alpha one because I know that it works correctly. Also, you need to go under the primary specular lobe, you need to go to advanced. You need to change the specular model to GGX. It's the same model that 3D Coat uses, so you'll get the best result if you do that. And finally, let's plug the normal map in. So we go back to our Pixar surface main, and then we'll go down to globals, and then we'll use the checker box for bump, and we'll look for Pixar normal map because it's created a normal map, and then we can just open up our normal map. And one weird thing I noticed with this, I think it was with this, that the normal map may be inverted. So I'm going to do a quick render now and show you what our result is, and then I'll check that normal map. All right, so as you can see, it appears that our guy is rendering correctly. You can see that the rough and the specular areas are being rendered properly, and I put this little light above so you can see the top of the head where the rust is occurring is rough, and then the specular areas where it appears to be copper are shiny. And it does appear that our normal map is correct just straight off the bat. It might have been something else I was working on where I was having that issue. And that's really all there is to it for exporting from 3D Coat. It is so simple. Thank you 3D Coat for being such a wonderful program. I'm going to do another one of these tutorials for Substance Painter. I'm very new to Substance Painter, however, and I haven't quite worked out the workflow. It seems a little bit finicky to go from that to 3D Coat, from that to Renderman, because of the way they've changed the Pixar surface shader to not have a metallic slider anymore. I think there's a few extra nodes involved, and I want to make sure I've got it right before I do tutorial. So look out for that in the future. Otherwise, if you've liked this tutorial and you think other people might as well, make sure you click the like button so they can find it. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, so then that way you can ask for tutorials and maybe I can do one for you like I have for one of the many other people who are subscribers. But that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching and happy rendering.